Hey, welcome back to our Skyblock world. We're starting today in the Hoglin farm. I really do love this farm. I think this is possibly the most overpowered farm we actually have, right? Because I came down here because I was at the ice farm and we wore a couple of picks down to a mere stub of their former selves, and we had to repair them. So, I mean, we have farms that produce more XP than this one, but this one does. This one is actually enough for repairing some tools, and alongside that, we get emeralds while we're doing so. So we get XP, we get emeralds, we get our food as well from here. Like all of our food, pretty much, since we built it, has come from this place, and then we switched it over to raw pork chops to trade to these guys. We've also got an abundance of leather. I've been throwing it away. I've got so much now. So it really is like an all-in-one sort of affair. We get. It's not the best at any one thing. Well, I guess it's the best food farm we have, right? And I can't see how we would get a better source of food, but yeah, it does so much other stuff that it really is handy. Who do we have in the chat today? We have Waterland Story. Again, hi to both of you. Let me catch up on the old messages. You guys have been racking up the XP as usual. But yeah, it really is an all-in-one shop, right? It's the Hoglin farm is pretty amazing. Which way are we going? We're going this way. Okay, we are heading the right way. Okay, so a bit of an update on after last week's stream. So when I upgraded this world to the last time, when this world was upgraded the last time, some idiot forgot to update one of the data packs. And we're not going to name names. We're not going to point fingers. We have it's a blameless culture we've got here. But yeah, some idiot forgot to update one of the data packs, and because the mob heads data pack was an older version, that was interfering with the magma cubes dropping their frog lights when eaten by the frogs. So after that stream, I went in, I downloaded the latest version of all our data packs. I got them all, dropped them all in the data packs folder, restarted the world, and yeah, this started to happen. So we now have all of these wonderful lighting blocks, and I think, yep, we have a with our powers combined, we have a achievement here for having all of the different frog lights. Is that a native one or is that a Skyblock one? I do love this achievement. It's a little Captain Planet reference for those of you that are as ancient. Yeah, have all frog lights in your inventory. It's a native husbandry one. A little Captain Planet reference there for those of you that are as ancient and decrepit as myself. But we'll take some of these back with us. What have we got there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 4, and 4. We'll take 4 stacks of each back with us. Yeah, these are just really nice blocks, right? They're much nicer than the shroom lights that we've had as our lighting choice thus far when it comes to block lights. And we don't really have enough glowstone to be using the glowstone blocks. But yeah, these and the sea lanterns I think are the nicest. Nicest light blocks in my opinion. And then we have the 2 redstone ones, like the redstone lamp and the copper bulb. Of which the copper bulb is actually pretty sweet. I think that one we might actually use a bunch of that of the copper bulbs in the future, but we need a couple of good farms for that, as the copper bulbs take both copper, obviously, and they also use blaze rods. Yeah, that's just spuds and carrots. Okay. Yeah, we can buy glowstone from the villagers. We can also get it from the mob farm, but we don't get that many. So this is pretty much all we've got since the start of the world. But then again, this although we have used a bunch of the redstone, this is the witch drops from this farm are not great. And even with the crazy amount of witch drops we get from the desert farm, even that doesn't provide enough glowstone for us to be like going nuts with it. I'm going to drop these picks off back at the ice farm quickly. I was AFK in there a bit because we are probably going to need some ice today. We're probably going to need some ice today, as we are going to be doing... So we built the gold farm, and initially we just had a few chests attached to the bottom of the killing chamber. Those were very quickly overwhelmed with the amount of drops that come out of the gold farm. It is a quick boy. So with the amount of drops being as high as they are, I bodged together what best I could to handle it at the time with the limited components that we had at the time. And that has sort of held up, but it still does back up. It still can't handle the amount of drops that it receives once it's going. So yeah, well, let's have a quick look at what we've got here. So, I'm missing a block there. That's because that's where I've been using for a ladder if I want to get up here. So there's a few. We could actually probably improve this as well, so we get more drops. I just at the moment, as these spawning platforms could be bigger. Basically, we can make these a bit bigger. We could go up another layer. Ouch. Now that I've seen that definitely needs to get fixed. There's some pathfinding problems where they sort of get stuck here at times that we can fix. So there's a few fixes we can do to the actual farm, but I think we'll save those for when it's, as I said, it's already enough to overwhelm the system down here. What we have down here is we've got a couple of sorters just feeding straight out of here to pull the nuggets out directly, and then we've got a hopper line coming off of that to, and then we've got one of these for nuggets, one for ingots, and one for the rotten flesh. And these pull the items out. These are standard item filters. And then underneath we've got basically all the nuggets go into this crafter, and then yeah, all the nuggets get pushed into this crafter, so they channel into this dropper, which is then pushing things in at dropper speed, which is twice as fast as the hoppers will run. Then the crafter is crafting those into ingots. So we're reading this crafter here, and then when oh no, yeah, sorry, no, we can't make anything with the ingots. Yeah, so this just pushes them in, and then we've got a little observer clock here pulsing the crafter, so this is just continuously spitting out ingots. Those ingots get pushed into more hoppers, which push them into this crafter, and then this crafter takes the ingots and turns them into blocks, and that one we are comparing against this one, and which has all its slots connected, so it outputs a signal strength of 9. No, it has all but 1, sorry. So yeah, so it outputs a signal strength of 8. And then when this gets a signal strength of 9, meaning there's an item in each of the slots, it powers this block, which powers this redstone dust, this repeater, and then that pulses the thing and out pops a gold block, and then that goes straight into this chest, and then we pull out of that chest into here, and then we've got 2 chests of gold blocks here. And that's kind of worked pretty well. But yeah, it is a monstrosity. I think I dubbed this at the time my ugly baby. And it has served us well. I'm not gonna fault it. It's done us a service thus far, but it's not able to keep up with the rates as they come in. So I think we're going to try and come up with something that will handle the rates live on stream today, because coming up with redstone live is not going to end badly in any way, right? There's nothing that could possibly go wrong here. So I think we're gonna need some supplies, and we're gonna probably need to do a bit of testing on stuff first. Oh, actually, so the other thing to think about is we have to figure out where we want the drops. So at the moment we have this little basement level where the gold lives. It's all down here. I'm thinking that we might haul it up to the top level, and we'll probably get rid of this enchantment piece as well, and maybe move that up. Maybe move that up here to this level. Have that on the main level, and then we'll try and put the gold somewhere as well. Yeah, it's a bit harder to see in the Nether. But yeah, I think, we're going to get rid of that. And I think what I was thinking is we could probably expand this. So if we come 1, 2, 3, 4. So if we have like a wall here that goes out in both directions, we could maybe put a and then take this wall and this wall out and run another wall out this way. We can put a like 3x3 of these squares in over here, and we can sort of use part of that. We can have an enchanting corner. Maybe we put some maybe we put some clerics over here and trade the gold with them, as I think they take gold as a trade. And I think we're actually going to get rid of the rotten flesh. I don't think it really helps us much. The trade for it is so abysmal. It's like half a stack for 1 emerald. So we kind of have to have so much of it lying around to actually get any kind of decent return on the emeralds, that I think we will yeah, these guys will take gold for emeralds. Is enchanting different if it's done in Nether? No, it's exactly the same as anywhere else. To be honest, I put the enchanting setup over there in the Nether because it's right by the gold farm, which is the fastest source of XP we have at the moment. So if I am enchanting things, then generally I'll need the XP. So it made sense to me to put the enchanting setup over by where the XP is. I mean, to some extent, maybe it's also worth us moving all of these guys over there. I mean, if we need new tools, we can buy them off of these guys, but then we're going to need the books for them. We're going to need to enchant them. To enchant them, we're going to need lapis, which we get from these guys. Maybe we go... I was thinking a 3x3 area, but maybe we go even bigger than that, right? Because... 3x3 area would have an internal size of 11. So what do we have here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. We could go bigger. We could go bigger. We could have a setup on each side for the villagers here. Having one. Maybe we go, instead of 3x3, maybe if we go 5x5. Or we could build out a big square at the end. At the end there. Okay, this is food for thought. I'm probably going to need more clerics as well at some point. Although my plan with the villagers was that they're going to all live up over here at some point on this island. I will get that finished eventually, but yeah, no, I don't think I'm going to go put these guys down by the. I don't think I'm going to go put these guys down there. It's a bit. Although we might, maybe we'll put some. Maybe we'll put some clerics. How much lapis do you get for? Can you trade for at once? So if I was to go, give me all lapis I can get, only 12. Okay, so that would be 12 enchants for our So maybe we do have a few of these guys down there. 12, 24, 32. So we'll be able to get 32, 64, 96. 96 lapis per Minecraft day out of them. No, it was 12 lapis for all of the emeralds these guys would have, so it's 1 to 1. So he'd only trade me 12 times before he cut off his trades. Okay, yeah. So I think maybe we'll actually take some fresh villagers down there. So these guys will get to stay here. Eventually, we'll move them over to the nice island. They've been with us from the start, so they can roam free, and we will breed up some new children, which we can then lock in the hell dimension to facilitate our capitalist endeavors. 1-to-1 is good, but it's not great either. It's like the redstone, for instance, is 2 for 1, so you can get 32 redstone. Sorry, you can get 24 redstone per before they lock it. Yeah. Okay. Okay. I think this seems like a plan. So. Oh. What happened to my food? Did I put it in this chest over here? No. Okay. Lord knows what I did with that. Yeah. Okay. So I think we'll go with the original plan. We'll have a 3x3 sort of grid down there. We will put in some. We'll put in the enchantment area up, like upstairs. We'll put the villagers in, and we're probably going to start discarding the rotten flesh. And oh, hang on. Let me take these picks back to the ice. Wait, where's my boat? Let me take these picks back to the ice islands, and we do need to go and finish that up at some point. This world is very much a product of my ADHD, right? We just bounce from one project to another. We never really finish anything. But we do make incremental improvements each time. So so yeah, it's like we've still got a bunch of work to do on this island. The Happy Ghast is going to be quite nice for that. We still need to do this island. This island I want to use for powdered snow creation, and I'm going to probably put a little house over there. I'm not sure if there's any. I might also put a rabbit farm over there as well. For the hide and the feet make leaping potions, if I remember correctly. But yeah, the rabbit farms are annoying though, because the babies are. Do we have any of those? The babies are so small that they can clip through most gaps. So okay, let's put these in here so we've got them for next time we need some ice. But we'll have those for next time we need some ice, and then yeah, at some point we'll get back there. We'll start to finish up those islands. I'm really looking forward to the Happy Ghast. I was gonna upgrade the mod pack. The mods have all updated to 1.21. God, what are we on now? 6. What version are we in? Yeah. So the mods are all updated to 1.21.6, but rather than update to that and then to 1.21.7 again, once the mods have updated, I've decided to hold off a little bit and wait for our mods to get updated again. And then once they're available for 1.21.7, we'll jump straight to that instead. We're going to need some blackstone as well. So we're going to go expand out the end here. All right. The ice boats never get old. I'm still enjoying the ice boating around in the Nether in this world as much as I did when we first installed it. Okay, do we have any? Oh, we don't have any chests down here. Okay, so there is some in the ender chest. So we'll empty this out here. Okay, so what did I say? I said we were gonna take this out. So let's grab a pick. We'll take out the walls here. Okay. And we'll keep all this because we'll need it for later. Okay, so this is going to be our sort of gold farm main room, I think. So we need to. Can we? Okay. This is where it gets precarious. Okay. Oh, there goes one. It's going to be a lot harder to get the stuff behind these chests and things. Okay. So we've got that stuff. Let's put that over here. Our resource chest. We're going to need some slabs. So go like that, and then I really need to get a new mouse. What does the underground, the bottom of this look like? So we doubled the slabs up on the bottom. Okay, we continue to double the slabs over here. Though I think we'll probably put soul sand underneath. Soil underneath them all eventually. So if we're going to 1, 2, and 3 this side, 3 there. Then there's the middle. Another 3. Another pillar, and then another 3. 1, 2, 3. So yeah, I think this is a space we're going to have to work with over here. 1, 2, 3, 4. So here we go. So yeah, I think this is going to be the space we'll have. I think we'll probably have like an enchanting corner, right? So we'll want we want to put bookshelves down, and how many bookshelves is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Ah, it's 15, and yes, 15. So it would be what? 1, 2, 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15? No. Six, 12, 14, 1 short. I mean, one option is we could recess it into the ground. One, two, three. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So this is the center. We could actively put it in the ground here. Alright, I think maybe we'll save that for later. So, what do we want? I think one of the things we're going to need is we're going to need we need our gold to be accessible in here. So I think some sort of bank of chests. I just think trying to lay this out in my head so that we can then figure out how the wiring underneath will work. Vertical item transport is annoying, but with the gold blocks it shouldn't be too bad. I'm after an axe. Yeah, I think maybe this is maybe we can bring it up here into a hopper. Maybe we can bring it up via droppers here. We need some space for the powering the droppers though. So 1, 2, Okay. Let's put some walls around this place, make it a little less dangerous for now, and then we can come back to figuring out the placement of stuff. So what I'm thinking is, as I said, instead of coming down here to access the gold, I think having access to it on this level is going to be much nicer. So we're going to want to put some sort of storage in. Sorry, I have not been paying attention to the... Yeah, the bridges came out quite nice. 1.21.7 is a bug fix release rather than the copper one. I think the copper one's going to be 1.21.8, so we won't quite get the copper golems yet, but yeah, no. And I think the gear is fine. This is my cheap gear, so I can just recreate this quickly from the... Well, I say cheaply, but I can recreate this I can recreate this entirely from the villagers. So it's easier to get back than some of these ones which have like respiration and swift sneak and feather falling and some of the enchants that we don't have villagers for at the moment. Okay, let's get the walls in. Nothing can spawn on top of magma cube. plenty of things can spawn on top of magma cubes. So basically nothing that can take damage from fire can spawn on top of a magma cube, which means that the only mob that only select mobs can spawn on top of them, which if memory serves means that they're limited to the zombified piglin, which is why we use them in our gold farm here. The ghast, which is why we have the two tall layer, that layer of slabs over there to stop any ghasts from spawning. Magma cubes as well can spawn on top of magma blocks, and the blaze as well can spawn on top of them. Oh. And I think maybe striders as well, although I think striders may have to spawn on magma itself. Yeah, actually no, I think striders require the magma, but actual magma. But yeah, basically any mob that's fireproof effectively can spawn on top of the magma. Let's get these. Yeah, so we use them there so that only the zombified piglins can spawn, and then it prevents any piglins from spawning. The magma stops any piglins from spawning, and the height stops any magma cubes or ghasts spawning. And because we're in the Nether wastes, those are the only mobs that can spawn here. So we filter it down to just the zombified piglins that way, and don't have to worry about anything else. Yeah, 1, 2, 3. Oh. 1, 2, 3. Put one in there. One in that corner. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. There we go. Okay, so we've got a basic layout here. Then we want the chiseled. Put one there, one there. We need a few more of those. 1, 2, 4 for the back, 1 for each of the corners, 7. Did I guesstimate that well? Let's see, 1, 2. Oh. Yeah, that's the essence of pretty much any mob farm, is trying to abuse the mechanics of the game, the different restrictions on what can and can't spawn, to filter down to just the mobs you actually want. So, and there's a bunch of different ways we can do that. The two primary ones you'll find will be filtering based on the size of the mob. or the blocks that they're able to spawn on. And then occasionally we'll use, we can use biome as well. So general mob farms, for instance, you normally build those in the desert because in the desert, most of the attempts to spawn zombies are, it attempts to spawn a husk instead. And husks can only spawn in daylight, which means most of the zombie spawns fail and you end up with a lot less rotten flesh in your sorting system than you would otherwise. Which means more slot spaces for the useful mobs, like skeletons for their bones, witches for the redstone, etc. Creepers for their gunpowder, and then creepers, for instance, are one of the few mobs that are shorter than 2 blocks. So we put trapdoors on the roof of a creeper farm, and that prevents all other mobs from, except for spiders, from spawning there. And then creepers only need a 1x1 space, a 1 block space to spawn, whereas spiders need 2. So then you put the carpet down and you stop the spiders from spawning, and you get a mob farm that only spawns creepers then for gunpowder needs, for instance. Yeah, I added the rotten flesh filters here so I could trade that for emeralds, but it's such a pain that I think I'm through with rotten flesh trades forever, basically. I don't think I ever want to trade rotten flesh to a villager again. The trouble with it is that it just takes so much to get any kind of return on it. Put one there. Okay, let's get up here. Let's do that as dangerously as possible, because why not? I feel if I'm gonna do stuff like that, then Story's prediction of gear going into the void is a lot more likely than than it would otherwise be. But yeah, the rotten flesh trades are so terrible. It's like it takes 32 to trade for one emerald, right? So that's 2 emeralds per stack, and then 12 trades. So that is 6. So that is 6 slots. 12 emeralds. Right, and then if you have 3 villagers, and a villager can trade 3 times a day, right? So just to trade away 1 villager's worth of rotten flesh, that is most of your inventory gone, right? So you can't actually fit enough gold to fully trade with rotten flesh with 2 villagers in your inventory at one time. It's such a bad sort of return on investment for the inventory space, whereas it's three gold ingots per 3 gold ingots per emerald. So that's what, for each round of trading. That is going to be 3 12s, 36 items per round, per villager. Sorry, no, 36 items per trading round. So 3 times, then 3 times that is 90 and 18, 100. So 108. So just over. So about 2 stacks, and then when you so about 2 stacks, about two stacks of gold ingots, right? To max out the emerald return from a cleric. And then when you factor in that those you can carry those ingots around as blocks. So then that's a ninth of that, right? So you can effectively, you could have 9. You could have 10. You could have 10 clerics and max out their trades with like 2 stacks of gold blocks. Or you can use what? You can use like half your inventory to trade with 1 in rotten flesh, which means so much more back and forthing. And I forget who. There was I was watching a YouTuber, a video by someone a while back, and they said the most valuable resource in all of Minecraft is your time, which is quite a philosophical take on it, but the dude's not wrong, right? All that time you're spending back and forthing to chests to get more rotten flesh to trade to the villagers. Like, what else could you be doing with that time? What's the opportunity cost of those trades? When you start to think about it that way, it's like, yeah, this is really not. It's really not worth it. We are better off like just heading over to the Hoglin farm, or as they're trading the gold for, or trading the gold for emeralds. Or at some point we'll probably just build a raid farm and we'll have more emeralds and we'll ever know what to do with. Okay, so that's... we have the basic structure in now. Okay. And then let's fill in the rest of the walls. But yeah, feathers. Yeah, feathers are another thing. I think sticks are also like a ridiculous number, right? When you think how much you have to break down a tree to, like how much time it takes to break down a tree, and then you've got to take the the wood, turn that into planks, and then the planks into sticks. Which means I don't personally see a point in fletches either. For that stuff, for emerald production. But yeah, I think hoglins. Hoglins from a hoglin farm with butchers and butchers and leather workers with a hoglin farm, and the are probably the farmers for the pumpkins and melons are probably the only two that really make sense to me. All right. So we have some space. We have a space here. So next, how are we going to have the storage for the gold? Bamboo is probably more effective for stick production, but still. The size of bamboo farm you would need to get any sort of decent returns off of them, it doesn't really feel all that worth it. Okay. So we're going to need some mechanical stuff behind the chests. So probably drop a tower there into something. And then we can feed off of that into a row of chests. So that's a drop a tower into a hopper, which then runs within the hoppers and then chests at this level. So I think our chests would come out here, right? Do we want that there, or do we want to put it in the corner? Maybe we put it over here and then we block in. And we block in this space. So then if we get we take see, I knew I needed an extra chiseled one. So we take the nether brick there. Chiseled in. Yeah, so we'll have like a wall of chests here, I think, and this will be where we will output the gold to. Which means we've got this much space to try and get the gold up to the top of the chests and up and into the chests. And we'll need to bring the gold over here for processing. So I think we'll try and put the, maybe we'll try and put the redstone underneath here. Let's put some walls on that, on those top surface blocks so that we don't get spawns. Okay. Yeah, so I think this is going to be our space, and this is where we're going to try and get the gold to. I think we'll try and bring it up through that hole. So we want our gold to come in through there, and then we're going to have to bring it up in a straight line. Right. Do we have any? We don't have any cobble slabs over here. Let's go get some cobblestone slabs, and we'll use those to tear down. Oh, there's some there is some chests there. We'll grab some chests from back at spawn as well. Actually, let's swap those bottom ones out quickly for full blocks. Yeah. Oh. Yeah, that's going to look good when we get it done. Let's grab the boat. Yeah, let's go get, we're going to want chests and cobbled slabs. And then we can start tearing down the old sorting system. We'll grab some redstone stuff as well, I think. Actually, let's head down to the desert and get some redstone. I've been thinking I kind of want to have another crack at the sorting here as well, because it would be cool to be able to turn the redstone into blocks as it comes in. Which is it? It's this one. You know, I could do it. I could put a crafter facing that way. Bring that hopper down one and put a observer clock here, and that would then convert all of the incoming redstone into blocks. Okay, that's a. I thought I had a massive amount of blocks here somewhere. There we go. Okay, so we're going to want some redstone. Did I keep the string here? No. That's okay. We have string at the bartering farm. Yeah, I think I'm gonna change that up so we get redstone blocks instead of redstone sorry, yeah, so we get redstone blocks instead of just the standard dust. Okay. So we're gonna want some dispensers for what we're doing. So let's head over here. I need to finish things off so I can get rid of those little access hatches as well. String. Thankfully we have a lot of string here. You know what, I'm just going to take 3 stacks of that. And I think I'm just going to craft up an excessive amount of redstone components just so we have them ready and handy. So that if we take the sticks, we take some cobble. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, then that should be enough for dispensers. These things are such a pain to craft because of the bows, but yeah, we'll get I think I'll just do a stack of these, and then we don't have to worry about them. Although actually no, we don't. Although I'm doing this, and I don't think we don't actually need them. Where are the bows? Yeah, we don't actually need it's the drop. Oh, it was droppers we needed, not dispensers. But I guess we can never have too many, right? And this will save us having to craft any more in the future, hopefully. But okay, so we've got a stack of dispensers. I think we'll do a stack of all the common redstone components. So we'll have a stack of droppers as well. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Take a stack of those. Yeah, I do have. Well, I've got a little baby iron farm over here, but because it's in we're around here a lot. We've got plenty of iron from that. At some point, we'll build something a bit more monstrous, but it's not actually producing any golems at the moment. I wonder what's going on. What's up with you guys? What are you doing? Where are my golems? They've probably not slept for a while. Yeah, this is the iron farm. We need to do a better one at some point. But I do love this guy here. The drowned with the pumpkin head is, and the bone in his hand is just extra class for the iron farm. What's it? Hang on, let's have a stack of levers as well. A stack of those, and then we want some quartz. We do a stack of comparators. Oh. For some reason my achievements have been reset. My machine blue screened the other day. I'm assuming something went a bit squiff with the achievement file. Or the statistics file or something when while that was happening. Okay, so we've got comparators. What are observers? Okay, redstone and cobble. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's get another 2 stacks of cobble. You hate iron golem farms. Why? Iron golem farms are great. You can just sit there and watch the golems dying one after another. It's brilliant. You need to embrace your inner villain. What? Okay. So we've got levers. Get a stack of hoppers. Wait, hoppers and pistons. I think the other two we're probably going to need a bunch of. So 1, 2, 3 of those. We need a bunch of wood. And some iron. You guys have slept, so why aren't you... You seem to be panicking, so why... Yeah, you're panicking and you're sleeping, so why aren't you spawning golems? Ah, okay. See, is there anything more beautiful than that? Okay. So we've got iron, and then we're going to need some wood. What was your... and then we need redstone as well. More cobble. so we've got a stack of pistons. And then we want 10, 11, 12. 12, 13, 14. So that should be then iron, and then we can get a stack of hoppers. Okay, I think we should have most of the resources we need now. Let's put the leftovers away. A stack of redstone blocks. And then I'll put the logs in here for now. Not really where they belong, but it will do. Actually no, there's redstone there. Alright, so then we need some blocks next. So we'll trade up some glass from these guys. This guy has glass. This guy has glass. 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 And then we'll keep a stack of it and we'll put the rest in storage for. Actually, you can never have too much glass, right? We'll take the glass and we'll take some. We'll take cobble for slabs, so that we can sacrifice these to the void without caring. We'll take some of this for building on. I'm going to take some ice as well. Ice, slime, and string, I think is the remaining pieces we'll need. And one very important item. Where did I put the cobwebs after our... I really do need to sort our chest monster out at some point. What's that one? No. Okay, we can need one cobweb. A pair of shears just in case we go wrong with it. Let's take 2 cobwebs actually, just in case the worst happens. And then, yeah, we'll need to get some string, and I think that should be everything we need to start working on and I already have a decent supply of food. So we've got 60 pork chops in our hand, which are effectively tied with steak as one of the best in best you can have for saturation, I think. What did I say we needed? String. So we'll take some string. Yeah, that should be everything we need. So then we can zoom down to their end, drop these off, and then we can start. We'll start by tearing down the existing collection mechanism. Chests. Chests. Chests was what we wanted. I'll put the rest in here. We needed chests, but we don't need chests till later though, so hopefully we will be okay for now. Okay, let's get although we actually have a bunch of chests here already. Okay, I'm gonna empty our inventory. And what will look away if you're still here, because here we go. All of this is going into the void. In the future, we're just going to burn it anyway, so okay, we'll empty out that first. Yeah, I mean, as I said, this stuff is basically useless. I collected it, but it's such a faff to actually trade in that it's one use. It's one use. It's so inefficient and unhelpful. We don't want it. So this can all go into the void. This can all go into the void. We'll take the chest though. Did I get that? Okay. Hopefully that, yep, into the void. Okay, so we'll move these chests up. We can use these to finish off this corner here. Okay, let's pickaxe. Oh, that was what we're after. Put that back. And then we'll fill in. Can it? Oh. think we will move. We'll move the gold into this storage now. So we've already got quite a bit stashed over here. It's all going to come in very handy when we do upgrade, and we need to barter for a happy ghast. So we're going to keep the gold. Okay, and we'll have some extra dumpy chests over that. Yeah, we already have quite a huge stash of gold. We are in no way gold poor at the moment, and there's also several double chests of it over at the bartering farm as well, waiting to be bartered. It's just bartering is at the moment it's quite painful because of the collection and sorting, which is at the moment all manual. Okay, so that's our gold there. Let's grab some. Did we have some? Some slabs. Okay, so I think if I'm going to tear this down, I need to put the slabs down at this level. And then while all this is around, we'll have to be very careful not to upset any piglins, because they should be able to drop down to here from above. One more. Yeah. Oh, a bit too far. But oh well. It's not like we are low on slabs. The only thing we wanted them for really was to put down some working space down here. Okay, so we've got some space here, and then so we're going to want to bring the drops, and then we want to channel them over this way. Where is the okay, so we're going to want to have some stuff around here as well. Okay, so we've got some workspace here. Let's start taking this down. I mean, I know that I know this whole thing is inefficient and doesn't work, but it feels a little bit bad just tearing the whole thing down. She has served us well until now. Okay, let's see. We can use that chest for the stuff that comes out of the farm. I am very bad at hitting Q instead of the, which is to drop your tool button instead of the W in this game. It feels like that was the worst possible key binding they could have chosen for for that command. Okay, let's get our stuff back. We're gonna need a bucket. I'm just realizing because we have a lava cauldron there, and we're probably gonna want actually. Yeah, we can go get more lava if we need it, but we probably won't need the lava. I have realised what we are missing is soul sand. So we'll probably want to use soul sand for our I think I lost that one. Yeah, we want to use some soul sand for iron destruction instead of the lava cauldron, as we can just scoot the basically we're going to drop the drops down onto some ice. Then we're going to drop the drops down, and we're going to use some slime, some pistons, some slime, and ice to sort of push them along. So the pistons and slime will push the items, and then they will go sliding along the ice, and then we'll use hoppers to pull in the nuggets. We'll have 3 nugget filters, I think, and then we'll have 2 filters. We'll have 1 filter for the ingots, and then we will channel the nuggets into a crafter. We'll channel the nuggets into a crafter. And then we'll take the ingot, and then the ingots that come out of that will go into another crafter along with the ingots from the collection, and then everything else will just burn. Okay, so that's a bunch of it torn out. I think we're gonna have to go bridge out under it to reach the rest. But let's get our inventory cleared. We'll get rid of this junk. And we'll take the cobble slabs. Do we have any more of those? Yeah, there's plenty more cobble if we need it, but alright, let's start here. I think So we'll go around here. And we'll start clearing out what's left. This was I feel like what we had to, because of a lack of resources, we ended up with something far more complicated than what we actually needed in the end. Like all of this stuff is getting replaced with some simple, with like a few droppers and like piston. We will hopefully have something much simpler by the end of this. Okay. So that's actually the collection floor up there. Should we take, I think, take these extra slabs off, I think. We'll replace them with soul sand eventually, if the space allows. Okay, that side's done. Do the rest, we're better off getting up on that higher level. It's here. Okay, so our goal is to get the gold over to there. So first up, let's we're going to take out these were our original collection chests that we used when the farm was first built. So we're going to take these out. So we've now stripped back two generations of item collection in this farm. Let's take out those two for now. Okay, and now we want droppers. Is there anything left to clear up? No. Okay, so now we're going to want some droppers. And what we dispensers, droppers. Oh, we have these three. I forget which. Okay, if you place a dropper, does it face towards you or away? Towards you. Okay, that's handy. And then we want some blocks for some mobility down there. And what we're going to do is we're going to fit some droppers down here instead of the old chests. So the first one is going to go there like so. And then the other two are going to go one there and one there. Okay. Next up, we will need to get items into those droppers. So we'll need our hoopers. And we're going to go one hooper into there, one into there. No worries, story. So we have two. I love how ambitious I was when I set this stream up. Right, I'm like, we're going to finish this, and then maybe we're going to actually do 2 more farms. But in the end, we've barely got one done. Okay, let's put. Let's. Okay. So each of these is now being fed by hoppers. So it will suck the items down and into these droppers, and then we're going to need to power them. So that's okay. So now what we're going to try and do is get anything that's in those droppers to fall down into onto that slab. So this is where our cobweb comes in. Where did I put the cobweb? Did it go in this chest? Yes. Okay, so what cobwebs do is they it's never going to go smoothly for what you've seen of automated farms. Yeah, I mean, well, it is going smoothly, it's just going slowly. So I guess that's the real difference there. Okay. Oh, no, this is why we brought the shears. Okay. So we want to place the cobweb in between those droppers. So anything getting shot into here is now going to lose its horizontal momentum, and it's going to slowly fall down, which means the items will have a chance to sort of group up in the cobweb, and then they're going to drop down. They should then drop down onto that slab. So then we just need to find a way to power it now. So let's see where we can fit some sort of clock. We're gonna need observers for this. Where can we actually put these at power? These three. We could put a row of blocks there. I guess. Okay, that might actually work. So let's get some. We need some polished black stone. We'll cut this into a couple more pieces, and then hopefully we can power this. I'm gonna have to figure out what to do about this part, but these are now spawnable. So we might have to put a slab there, and that'll put us. That means we won't be able to have these trapdoors to hide the hoopers here. If we have a slab here, where are we? We're too high then for using a farm. So maybe instead, I was thinking maybe instead we do that. But if we're going to be powering these blocks on and off, the trapdoors will flap, and we don't want flappy trapdoors. We don't want flappy trapdoors. Actually hang on. Let's get some. Let's take the slabs, and then if we take these stairs out. Damn it. Tried. We'll take these. Stairs out and we'll put slabs in there for now. Then if we take these out and put if we put stairs here instead, one of those escapes, so let's okay, well at least we know things are getting down into the droppers fine. If we do this instead, we should still be able to slash them, and hopefully the goods will stay in. Can you hopper something through a stair? Yes. What about if it's on? Oh. What if it's on the top of the stair? I drop. Okay. So it won't work on the top of the stairs. Okay, that is a problem. So that's that idea out. That will not work. We need. Let's at least see if this would work. So if we put, let's put the cobble there, we'll fix this clock so it's facing the right way around. And then if we bridge up, okay, those, that isn't activating. So those ones aren't activating. What? That scared me. I thought I was going into the void for a second there. Let's bring this down. A bit more. So anything in the middle one, I think is going down, right? Yeah. So that one's powering. Let's turn on some extra info. So these aren't, okay, so these are all working fine. This block is powered, but the others aren't. Yeah, because of the cobwebs, all of the items drop straight down. Let's try... What if we power this block instead? We want to try and get, ideally we want to be powering all three, so that's not triggered. Oh no, I still need to fix the observers, don't I? Okay, so one of those. Then what do we have? So this is, or if we put some dust onto. Okay, so now those are triggering. That's triggering. If I put that one is not. Still not. So yeah, all the items get spat out and they sit there. Okay. Bunch up. What if we put a torch there? Okay, so we know having a dust there powers these two. What else? We need to somehow get the signal into the middle one as well. And we want to do it without seeing it, ideally. Here is a... Okay, here's a thought. If we... Instead of having our droppers here, the problem is lining things up the top there. So instead of putting the droppers here, instead we will come... Damn it. Come on. Okay, so we're going to come down on both of those. And we're going to put the droppers in here. So let's let's take this out. Yeah, we're gonna bring everything down one level, and then we'll have a lot more space to work with. That would have been the smartest thing to have done at the beginning, but where are we? Droppers. Oh. So let's scaffold up a little bit. Okay. Put a dropper there, a dropper there. No. And we'll put a dropper there. And we'll bridge out this way a bit. Connect those up, connect that up. One there and one there. And then we put our cobweb back. And then we just need to take those out. Okay, so everything's down a level now, which should make it easier to deal with. And then we'll put I think we'll put a flooring up there. We can take some of these slabs. They're less important now. So we're going to put ourselves a little work area here, and we'll try and figure out how we're going to power those. So here we go. So we need to power these 3 blocks. So the easiest way to we need to soft power them. So we want to be powering them 1 block away, so that when we power this, it doesn't lock the hopper. So we could go okay, so that gives actually, let's move it back 1 more. So we'll move this back 1 more, we'll put a clock in there. We'll go get some smooth stone blocks instead. Sorry, this is going to be permanent redstone. We want some repeaters. Okay, so we take out these 3. Okay. Let's take out these at least. Then we're going to want a repeater here. So let's put a slab. Repeater going into there. Do the same on this side. That was stupid. I overestimated where the ladder was there. Okay, and then we'll put another one here. Another repeater. Redstone dust. And there we go. Okay, so we're powering. So this is getting triggered. That one's getting triggered. And so is that one. Okay, let's swap this for a slab. Or actually, could we just... Does that work? I can't see the... Oh, let's have a... No. It probably would if I ran the... probably work if I ran the that will. I think that will do for now. For that. It's a bit higher than I was hoping for, though. But we can also put a sticky piston, say there, to turn this on and off. Okay, so next up we're going to want to have somewhere for the items to drop. This is where our ice comes in. So we can take all of this out now. And rather than dropping things onto that slab, we'll put an ice path instead. Okay. So we're going to come down one more than that. Which puts us actually maybe more than one. Okay. And then we'll probably need to put some sort of glass along here to stop any spawns. But first up, we're going to put a. We're going to want some string. So we'll grab some string and an observer. Oh, we want a sticky piston, string, observer, a repeater. We'll take some dust in case. And we'll need glass and and building blocks. So now we're going to try and get anything that falls down. We're going to try and get it pushed along. Oh, and some slime as well is the last thing we want here. So let's where did I put the slime? Over here. Okay. We need This one needs to be swapped out for glass. Let's grab. Okay, the ladder can go up this side for now. So we want a slime. We're going to come out a little bit here. We'll put a temporary block there, a slime block. Piece of string there. You then want an observer looking at the string. Ooh. I said looking at the string. Observer looking at the string, then that will go to a block. We're not going to have space back here for the... Damn it. We're not going to have space back here for the slime pusher. So we may have to do some finagling up the top to make sure nothing can fall on here. Let's go get some more cobble slabs. So the idea is we're going to try and use a slime block to push anything that falls on anything that falls down on the glass there. We're going to try and push that along the iceway. Let's make a stack of slabs so we've got something to work. We've got some space to work on. Okay. So as the items fall through this piece of string, it's going to trigger an observer. That observer is then going to trigger a piston. Trigger the sticky piston here. So we need to then So then we need to then bring the signal from this observer over to here. We don't actually need that. We don't actually need that. That in there, and then so okay. So now let's just put something in this one for now. We put cobble in. That's getting spat out. Slowly makes its way down through the cobweb, falls down, oh. No, that was a bit too rough. What happened there? Wait, slime doesn't stick. Shouldn't stick to. Okay, trying to keep it under the underneath. Yeah, no, that did not work, but. Annoyingly, from my understanding, that would have worked for bedrock. In bedrock, you can actually lay redstone along the top of pistons and they don't get broken. My brain was not with it. Not with it there at all. Okay. I think I need a target block. No, what am I doing? So we just need that there. We need a. Oh, let's take these cores out. We need a slab. And then, like an idiot, I've just taken out the supporting blocks for it. Sorry, the blocks I could aim at for it. Okay, then we need a repeater. Repeater there. And then create a little space here to work on. And then we want a slab there, and then I can never remember which way around it is. If it's the piece of string in front of the observer there. And then if we, okay, no, it's glass that I needed over here. Okay. It's linking but not firing. Okay, if we went non-transparent block there. Actually, that and the redstone here would power that. Does that work? Okay, why is it taking the glass? Okay, let's put a bit of delay on that. Okay, let's try this again. How? Okay, my brain is obviously not braining very well today, so let's go and try and let's go get some leaves, which will not stick to the honey block there. We'll clear up the spawnable spaces here. Put some slabs on there so nothing spawns. Take out those, and then we want to have a row of glass along the top here, which will stop anything from spawning on the iceway. And then we'll go back and we'll find some leaves from which should be non-stick for the slime. I'm not sure why the slime is sticking to the glass though. I'm sure Do we have any ready? We probably have some over. Yeah, I was sure. I was sure glass was something slime didn't stick to. Okay, we don't have any to hand. Take a bunch of leaves with us. Yeah, something. Okay, let's head back down here. Hopefully, we haven't created a mob farm. Hopefully we haven't created a mob farm. Although I'm going to assume that we have. Yep. Dude. Do you mind? Get out of here. We're going to go fill that space in, I think, with some slabs. Deal with any spawns there. Actually, stairs we need. Making a mess as usual. Okay, let's get that in there. That in there. Then we'll put the stairs along the back here. And then we want the 4 blocks back actually, so we can put those in there. Okay, let's take the leaves down here. Let's get some cobble slabs back. We need to put a new path in. As I took the other one out in case of spawns. Let's run it along here. So with that, Okay, so now we should be able to throw okay, so there we go. Yeah, so now everything gets pushed down to this end. So next up we want to, let's test that by putting some stuff in the hoppers. So we'll go for so that should then slowly fall through the cobweb. It'll group hop while it's in there, and then as it falls, the slime block shoots it along. See, I don't think we need to worry so much about the #1 spots. I feel like that's the exact opposite of what YouTube intended with the XP. And as it doesn't actually mean anything. Yeah, we're getting there slowly on the subs. We're closing in on 100, but I'm quite amazed that the 100 people, well, the 90 odd people decided that it was worth giving the channel a subscribe in the first place. But I'll keep doing my best to try and produce content for the channel. Okay. So we've got our... Okay, so there's a nice way here. So anything coming out of the gold farm is going to get pushed this way. Next, we're going to want to collect. We're going to want to push it to a side. Where we'll collect it via. Where we'll collect it via some. Where we'll collect it via some hoppers, and then we'll want to push it up that way. The gold blocks we'll want to push up that way. So I think we're going to need to extend this more this way, which means this ladder is going to have to move. Maybe here. my partner was saying to me before about like the YouTube things. I was saying, I think I said to her, it's like some of the videos they tend to get like 10 to 20 concurrent viewers. So it's like it's a small channel. There's not that many people watching. And so she said to me, it's like, what would you do if you had 20 people in a room listening to what you were saying? And I don't think cry and run away was the response she was looking for there, but yeah, I'm always grateful that at least someone finds this some people find this interesting enough to hang around and watch, and especially so for those that join in the chat as well. That is mostly why I started with the streaming in the first place, was to be able to have a bit of company while gaming. Okay, we've lost some ladders. Hey Dome, welcome in. Yeah, it has been a while. Where have you been? This is what happens when you stream during work hours, though. People can't make it. Okay. Do we have any more ladders over here? Yes, a few. So, okay, that's our way up and down. That's what happened. Okay, the mods are the mods were messing with my ability to place blocks there for a sec. Okay, what do we have here? Ice, and we need a chest as well. And we're going to want to take this down. Goodbye. we want to try and push things up through that hole. That hole. And that is... No. We want to try and push things up over here. So we're going to come... so we want to come along this bit here. There's not been that many deaths. Oh, I've been doing well. It's only been the odd catastrophic failure. Okay. Let's grab stuff that fell down there. I mean, actually, we're pretty close to one now, through negligence. In that, where did I put my food? Yeah, the tags come from some new YouTube thing. So you get XP for chatting, and then the person that chats the most without spamming gets a name tag. I don't think you can have I don't think you get anything though, Dome, as I set you as a mod on the channel, which takes you out of the XP. Hang on. Oh, I need some cobble slabs. Do we have any more cobble slabs? Yes. Okay. So I think we need to bridge this out a bit more. Okay, so we have a way down here. Okay, so there's, I think that. Oh. So I think this bit is working now. So we can take up. We take up this this path. Oh, not that bit. Let's get this connected back to the ladder as well. Yeah, don't get to compete in a League of One. It's the only way he ever gets to win any prizes. let's get some more resources. We need it's no fun if you just agree. Okay, let's I'm pretty sure, like, I'm pretty sure a blind monkey would beat me at Counter-Strike, to be honest, but anything like that requires reflexes, not really my bag. Yeah, you could basically hand a blind monkey, a blind chimp a controller, and they'd still probably do better than me at Counter Strike. Okay. So we need another little pusher here. So we're going to put another sticky piston. Oh. Not that way around. Not that way around. There we go. So we want a sticky piston. Wait, no. Damn it, that's too far out. I made a right pick through that one. Okay, that goes there. I'll take that back. Then we need some blocks. Where is our smooth stone? And the smooth stone slabs. Did we run out of the slabs? No. There they are. Okay, so we want a similar setup over here to what we had before. So we're going to want we're going to want an observer. I was just up there getting resources. Why don't I get any observers? Okay, hang on. Let's make sure we have everything we need. Observers, string. Where is the string? String, redstone, and repeaters. Okay. You want to see what? You want to see me get beaten by a blind chimp at Counter-Strike? No. I want observers. Why did I get dispensers? Alright, hopefully we can get... We'll get this bit finished, hopefully, and then probably call it for the day soon, because my brain is obviously not firing on all cylinders. Okay. Okay, I actually got the observers this time. So we want to look here. Oops. Okay, actually no, that works. That works in our favor. Okay, so that was stupid. I put them right next to each other, whereas what I needed was put it here, one over. So we've got 1, 2 here. Put something permanent there. We'll want a block here. We'll put a slab on top of that. A repeater in here. Put some delay on it so it doesn't leave the slime block behind. Then a string. Put a string on that one. I don't think it actually matters which way around the string's facing, but can I not have it to go that way? That's just rude. So rude. All right, I deserve that. I deserve that. Okay, let's see. So when something passes through here, it should get pushed along, and then in theory, if we get some hoppers. We want hoppers and glass while we're here. Hoppers and glass. Cool. So we'll also put, okay. Let's give ourselves a little way to maneuver back up there. And then we're going to want to run a glass along here to keep it spawn proof. We'll grab the hoppers. those in there. Okay, so this should now collect anything from the. So if we go up and put some stuff in the top there, we should see it. We should see it in the hoppers down there, and then we'll turn those into item sort filters, and then use them to. Let's get some cobble just so that we do screw it up, it's not gonna be too bad. Okay, so then if we go put that in the hoppers there, that should have drained down. You can see it getting dispensed into the cobweb here. It slowly makes its way down, and then it gets shot along here, and then along, yeah, once it hits the end here, it gets then gets shot along here. Because it's hitting this chest, it's ever so slightly over. The chest is ever so slightly small on the block, so it's just hanging on the edge of this block, and it gets pushed along here, and then the hoppers can pick it up. And then, as I said, these will become item sorters, and will feed into a crafter. And then if we come have a look down here, 59 cobalt, just what we put in. Okay, so we'll have that, and then at the end of this, we'll have a soul sand that's on fire. Everything will get stuck in the fire. We'll push things into crafters. Those crafters will yeah, we'll push into crafters. Those crafters will push into a dispenser, and that dispenser will push things up. Sorry, into that pushing the craft will go into droppers, and then we'll try and use a dropper line to push things up into the top here, and then we'll have our it's a lot of moving parts, but it's actually I think it's gonna end up conceptually simpler than what we had here for the gold farm, but the idea is we'll end up with these chests all full of gold blocks. We'll just be able to come in, grab what we need. We're going to put some sort of enchanting nook over here, maybe. I'm actually thinking, in hindsight, maybe we're better off coming up this side. And I need to figure out, do we want the chests there? So maybe we'll have some cleric villagers here for lapis, but maybe we'll orientate the chests so they come out here instead. Yeah, this can either be the enchanting area or the maybe we put the enchanting area in here actually, and then we'll have the clerics over here. So we can go what, one skip, one skip, one skip, one skip, one. So yeah, that's 1 skip, 2 skip, 3 skip, 4 skip, 5 skip, 6. So we can have 6 clerics here for lapis. Six clerics there to get the lapis from. We'll have an enchantment area here. We'll have a bunch of gold here. It's going to be fun dragging him down to the depths of hell. Yeah, I mean, thankfully it's actually not too bad because we for some reason we have ice in hell. But I think that's some progress. I think this is good progress. I think we'll probably finish this off next week instead. That'll give us that, yeah, and then we'll get the gold in here. I might do the cleric moving and the enchantment bit off stream, just because no one wants to see me move 11 villagers. But yeah, I think I'll finish this off next stream. But it's coming together. So we're gonna have our farm here. We have a much better collection system. We channel all of the gold over to a bank of chests. That'll give us channel all the gold over here. We'll have a bank of chests. That'll give us a good amount of gold storage. We're gonna throw away all the other drops. We'll have a bunch of clerics here. We'll trade them gold for emeralds and emeralds for lapis, and then we'll have an enchantment set up over here just for stuff, and therefore we'll be able to come over, slash away, get our XP, take the gold from that, trade it back, enchant, rinse and repeat in a nice little loop here, and we'll be able to keep all of our gear nice and enchanted. I think I'm going to call it here for the day. It's been, I think we've run over again, so we're at 4 hours. Thanks for joining. Those that have, if you have enjoyed the video, give it a like. If you want to see what we get up to next time, give the channel a subscribe. We are getting close to 100 subscribers now. And would love to actually hit that milestone. And hopefully we'll get this finished next week and can start farming up a bunch of levels. We can start farming up a bunch of levels. We can start we can get some. We can start enchanting some books, and we can see what we can get together for our gear in the, well, I was going to say just in case we fall into the void, but let's face it, in our case it's not a case of if, it's a case of when. But the extra books will definitely be appreciated. So yeah, as I said, give the video a like, give the channel a sub, and I will see you all next week. Bye.